Number 15. If the average of 2 in P is equal to the average of 1, 6 in P, what is the value of P? Reading this question can even seem complicated. Again, this is why Backsolve simplifies our efforts here. Let's start in the middle, because 6 is going to tell us whether or not that works, or too high or too low. What's the value of P? Let's test 6. 2 plus 6 is equal to the average of 1, 6, and 6. I like being able to put the number right in for the value so I can read this more clearly. Well, what's the value of 2 and 6? How do we find average? 2 plus 6 over 2 is going to equal 1 plus 6 over 3. Now, why do we put it over 3 instead of 2? Because we've got 3 numbers. Be careful, because on one side we only have 2 numbers, and on the other side we've got 3 numbers. Make sure that there's an RTFQ moment right here so you can actually pay attention to what they're asking. So, 8 over 2, what does that equal? That equals 4. 13 over 3, does that equal 4? It does not. It equals 4.3. So when we're taking a look at this and we're trying to figure out where we're going to go from here, we've got to recognize that we've got to get these averages closer together. 4 and 4.3 aren't equal, and we've got to be able to bring those two pieces closer. Now, it might be difficult for many students to recognize whether I want to make that number smaller or larger to be able to bring those two numbers closer together. What I can tell you, however, the great thing about Backsolve is if you go in the wrong direction, you will see those two numbers diverge and get further apart. So even if you go towards A and don't get your answer, you'll see that the 4 and the 4.3 get further, so all you have to do is turn around and go the other direction. Remember, this is the great value of Backsolve. You can't mess it up. One of them has to work. So let's take a look at D. 2 plus 7 over 2, well, that's going to get us 9 over 2, that's 4.5. 1 plus 6 plus 7, divided by 3 is 14 over 3, that's 14.6 repeating. This is one of the reasons that you show all your work, because if you don't get the right answer, you need to know whether or not you're getting closer or further away. When we find out that D is getting us closer, that means we know that E is going to have to be the right answer. If we want to check this, 2 plus 8 divided by 2, what's that? 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. On the right-hand side, we have 1 plus 6 plus 8, that's 15. 15 over 3, what's that? That's also 5. We found our answer, E, 8.